top 10 stocks for the day. The biggest gainer on Friday was Maruti post the numbers. Thereafter, we had the conference call and a couple of brokerage notes as well. Sonal joins in with the key takeaways of that. Sonal.
Good morning. Well, yes, strong set of numbers, and the commentary also is quite bullish from the management. They went on to say that this time around, increase in realizations came in because of price hikes, and they have seen higher market share of Brezza sales and the new Alto as well. Their order book that has come in at 4,12,000 units at the end of September 2022, out of which 1,30,000 order book is from new launches Brezza and Grand Vitara. Order book also remains strong for other models like Ertiga and Baleno. They will also launch newer models in the SUV segment in coming quarters, and they are not seeing any slowdown in the demand, especially in the export markets. And they have guided for a capex of 7,000 crore rupees in FY23 itself. However, chip availability is still affecting production for the company. 35,000 units were affected in Q2 itself. They could see some commodities inching up in Q4, but Q3, according to them, could be stable. But on the back of this, a lot of brokerages, they have upped their target price. Citi says that Maruti is the top pick in their sector. They have increased the target price to 12,500. Jefferies has raised the target price to 12,000. UBS says strong SUV comeback will bring in better average selling price and profitability. Goldman Sachs says that yes, second quarter was a beat, and they are adding capacities in SUV, and that is something which will work well for the company.
Point taken, Sonia, and you've stood up very well for Sonia, which is why I called you Sonia. I just wanted to make a point that among the many things that Mr. R.C. Bhargava said is that the small car sales are beginning to decline, the entry level. And it's only the SUVs that are doing exceptionally well, and they're making that transition in Maruti, which is very good for Maruti because they've felt the pulse very correctly. But it's just as a macro indicator, that's not very positive, which means the number of people who are migrating from bikes to cars is not increasing. So that may be a bit of, proving this K-shaped recovery that we've been talking about. But anyway, at the moment, we are on in a good news spree, and that one came from the Dr. Reddy's results, isn't it, Ekta?
Absolutely, Lata. Highest ever sales, profit before tax, as well as EBITDA for the company. Revenue was up 9.4%. Street was estimating a flat quarter year-on-year. Margin 30.6%. Street was estimating 22%. Profit of 1,100 crores plus, which is versus estimates of around 787 crores. Now, what went right with Dr. Reddy's was because of the contribution of the blockbuster cancer drug Revlimid generic, which they launched in the month of September. So that US added around $344 million in terms of sales versus estimates of around $250 to around $270 million. So analysts estimate that Revlimid generic itself contributed around $100 to $120 million this quarter versus estimates of up to $40 million. So that's where the real beat came in from. Russia also was up around 85% Q-on-Q, so no complaints coming in. The base business X of Revlimid was sluggish, so India was flat. Pharma services and active ingredients business was down 23%, and X of Revlimid, the US growth is a concern according to analysts. Going forward, why do I expect the stock to probably be in the green today despite the base business performance being sluggish? Is because Revlimid generic is expected to be a contributor in the second half as well. It could for the full year contribute $150 to $160 million totally, and the management is confident about their medium-term EBITDA guidance, and it seems like the story of a longer-term, medium-term growth for Dr. Reddy's is intact despite maybe some hiccups X of Revlimid in a couple of geographies.
Okay, all right, Dr. Reddy's as well. Thanks, Ekta, for that. Vivek, coming across to you, but NTPC not that great?